Tesla stock has been doing so good that even Elon Musk could not stay away from doing something about it. As a matter of fact, that something is going to be exactly opposite of what he said he was going to do. I'm going to play that clip for you a little bit later, but I'm going to be joined by Eli Burton of My Tesla Adventure to discuss what's happening. He'll explain this in some details. We're going to discuss it all. Of course, as you guys know, there are many other contributors now on this channel besides Eli and Tom. Of course, it also includes Sandy Monroe. It includes the CEO of Fairday Future, Karsten Breitfeld, and Rich Rebuilds, and a few others. So I am really excited about this. But today we're talking to Eli because, I mean, man, this has been such a wild ride. The Tesla has been going, the stock's been going up and down. So by the way, even more reasons as more people join my channel as contributors to subscribe. That way you guys can pick your favorite and watch them all the time. So click that subscribe button and the bell notification icon so you don't miss anything moving forward. All right, so as you can see, the stock has been doing pretty damn good. It almost touched $1,000. It's back to about $800, which is still amazing, right? Remember, it was only like $200 something like back in June or July, and everyone was like, oh my god, it's crashing. And now they're top of the world. I believe only Toyota is more valued company, automaker than Tesla. So that's amazing. All right. By the way, quick reminder that this channel and this video is sponsored by Byton, another amazing automaker that's coming to market to the US and Europe next year. I cannot wait to have mine. I'm one of the reservation holders. I encourage you guys to reserve yours as well. It takes about a minute of your time and $0, and it's also €0 and rubles to do so. So go to the description of this video and reserve your Byton today. I cannot wait. All right, without further ado, I'm joined by Eli Burton. We're going to talk about what's happening. Eli, how you doing? And tell us what's going on with this Tesla stock and what Tesla's doing about it.
So Tesla just did something a couple days ago now that really shocked everyone, and actually was the complete opposite of what they said just 2 weeks ago that they were going to do, and that's they decided to raise more money.
Explain that to how are they doing car washes and collecting that in the cup, or what's happening?
Oh man, I can just imagine that car wash now, or don't want to imagine.
Yeah.
So basically, what they did is
I don't
they
want to think about Elon
in
the bikini doing the with a sign on the corner. That's
exactly what I had in mind. Thanks for putting words to it.
I apologize for the visual. I apologize for that. Go ahead.
So what they did is they did a little bit of share dilution, and they're selling shares. And why it's significant is the stock is currently at near all-time highs, and they just did a share offering at I believe $767 a share. Tesla just raised $2 billion.
Well, so what does that mean? Like when the company is raising money through offering of the stock, sometimes it means it's good, sometimes it means it's bad. They specifically, before that, when they've done this before, and before that they raised money specifically for the factory or to produce a certain model. But this time around, they are really just doing it, I believe they say, it's to strengthen their balance sheet. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so this is an interesting one, and you can tell that it was a positive move because the market reacted very strongly, and simply on the news of the raise, the stock actually went up about 5%, and it's now at over $800 a share. So basically what they did was, I think they decided that, their stock's at a great price. Why not raise money now so that in the event that they need it later, they're able to get it at a great valuation? Because things can happen, right? We have the coronavirus that is still very early in its path of devastation. We've got a global economy that it's like a 10-year high, that at some point there's going to be a recession. There's going to be some factors that could knock down global earnings and have an impact on the global economy. And if Tesla wanted to raise money a year from now, it may not be at the same valuation they have today. So I think what they ultimately did was decide that, we have a great valuation. The capital markets are very fluid. There were some jokes I saw from talking heads on CNBC that they believe Tesla sold those shares in like 43 seconds because there's such a high demand from buying right now.
That's faster than Beyonce sells out with her albums, I believe.
They're probably going to need or want to have at some point in the future. And why not grab it while it's to their advantage?
Yeah, that's faster than Beyonce sells out, her new albums and singles. 43 seconds. That's wow. I did not realize that. I remember last time they were also oversold by a ridiculous amount. So, but now Elon was asked this question from one of the analysts saying, hey, your stock is doing well. At that time, it was, I think, 300 or 400, something still amazing at that time. Now we're like, oh my God, that was back in the day, and specifically was asked the question, hey, now the stock's doing well, why not raise money? So let me play a clip of what Elon said at that time and his CTO, which now is pretty much, reversing course. So let me play it right now.
Okay, the next question from institutional investors is, given the recent run in the share price, why not raise capital now and substantially accelerate the growth in production, i.e. build a gigafactories, investment in Supercharger and customer service?
Well, we're actually spending money as quickly as we can spend it sensibly. So if there's any sensible way to spend money, we are spending it. There's no artificial holdback on expenditures. Anything that I see that is looks like it's got good value for money, the answer is yes, immediately. But we're spending money, I think, efficiently, and we're not artificially limiting our progress. And then, despite all that, we are still generating positive cash. So, in light of that, it doesn't make sense to raise money because we expect to.
No, I completely agree with that.
All right, so he was pretty adamant about that they don't need to do it. What do you think changed his mind?
And let's talk about, too, that he wasn't just asked this question once. He was asked this question 3 different times. And finally, on the 3rd time, he got pretty frustrated. I think said back to Adam Jonas, I believe it was, tell us who to buy. Like, if you think us taking on more capital to accelerate growth through acquisition, he's like, tell us what companies we should buy because we don't know who they are. So there's a couple things I think that have changed. One, the share price is up another 50% since that earnings call. The share price was about $700 a share. And when Tesla just did the raise at $765, it was up another 50% since then. So that's a big change in situation. I don't think even Elon or Tesla expected they were going to get that much of a surge where they're at currently. Also, too, the world has become a lot more unstable place in the last few weeks as the coronavirus has continued to spread and as more information has continued to leak out and countries are reacting to that problem. The coronavirus really does have the ability to bring to a standstill the world's largest economy and the one that's producing a lot of the manufactured goods for the rest of the companies around the world. So I think the combination of the increased uncertainty coming in the world and the great share price, they decided that, you know what, we know we're going to have to raise money. Let's do it now.
All right, so what do you think they're going to actually do with this money? Do you think it's going still to, Shanghai still needs some investment, obviously, though they've gotten some loans there. Berlin, Gigafactory is something that obviously needs some investment, though I think they're trying to get about 100 million in local incentives for them. We talked about giga taxes at some point last week. What do you think would be the smart way to spend money, or maybe just hold it on their balance sheet to kind of appear stronger with every quarter?
So I've heard a lot of rumors and people speculating about how they're going to spend it. I don't believe that Elon or Tesla's position has changed in the last 2 weeks, that they suddenly found something that they need to go spend $2 billion on an accelerated timeline. I think they did this move just to pad their bank accounts. And I think that is exactly where it should stay. I think they need some cash for a rainy day that may very well be coming.
All right. So, and now, is it a surprise that the market reacted positively to this? Because I remember the last couple of times they did it, market wasn't very happy. The Wall Street wasn't happy. They're saying, oh, they're running out of cash and they need to do this. So why is it so positive now when it was negative back in the day?
Well, so here's the interesting thing. The TV coverage of the raise that they did back in, I think, March 2019, that was at about 246, 242 a share, 243 a share. Although the TV coverage of it was, beleaguered Tesla raises money, they actually did get a little bump in share price because the company having more cash to operate actually makes it a safer investment for the shareholders. But the reason why it jumped even more now than before is Tesla's got this huge attention in the limelight. There's a lot of uncertainty going on in the world. And by Tesla raising an extra $2 billion, they've just added additional insulation against the risk of a ever-changing world. So that's why it was such a positive move. And also, too, although the general public doesn't follow these things closely, the big firms that are following Tesla expect a number of additional raises happening over the company's lifespan. In fact, ARK Invest put a statement out and said that they actually expect Tesla will do a total of $15 billion in raises over the next 5 years, and that this is right on track with their expectations. So this wasn't unexpected news that the Tesla would raise at some point, and it was a real benefit that they raised at a moment that was most advantageous to them.
Now, I know we talked about the short squeeze, right? Because a lot of shorts are trying to get out of their position now that they're really hurting. Is that still happening? Is that still affecting the stock? Do you think that there will be another wave and that will drive the stock price up? And just sort of another thing I was wondering on top of that is that, do you think the stock will have to come down after the shorts are finally out?
Well, so here's the thing. There is still a pretty large short position against Tesla. That means the short squeeze is not necessarily over. If some things go unexpectedly in Q2 in Q1 that cause Tesla to really outperform, I think we could see another short squeeze hit again that who knows how high it could run the stock up. To be honest, I expected there to be a larger pullback than there was from its peak of 960. It only fell back down to about 750, and it's gone between 750 and 800. I mean, I haven't seen a big pullback like I was expecting. I was expecting the share price to be headed down back to about 500 and stay there for a while before surging back up. And it's hard to know with this stock because we have this really weird situation where it was a coiled spring, right? The stock price had been really held down, and word's now out. We may never see $500 a share again. I think it's possible. I hope we see that again because I think that'd be another great buying opportunity for me. Now, again, I'm not a financial advisor, so I got to give that disclaimer. I'm just talking about my own personal experience. But yeah, it's anybody's guess.
Well, I have to stay away from that stock. Generally speaking, I've never bought any stock except for Tesla back in the day, and that worked out pretty well for me. I bought it, I think, at $99. But I personally hope it doesn't fall down to 500 simply because I want them to grow. I want them to continue kicking butt. And most importantly, I want them to do this so other manufacturers can see that, hey, Tesla is no longer a boutique, operation. They are worth a lot of money. Their stock is doing well, and they're making profits on an electric car, something that you guys said you couldn't do. So that's why I really, really want them, not just rooting for, obviously, the leader in the industry, but also someone who's dragging everybody else into it. So that's my hope.
The bigger Tesla's market cap is and the more successful they are, the better for the electric vehicle movement.
I absolutely agree. All right. Well, hey, listen. Thanks for clarifying this. I'm sure there will be some interesting stories that we'll do about how they're spending this money, and we'll definitely have you back on here. But you're here every week, so I'm looking forward to seeing you next time. And have a great week. I can't wait. Every week when I say bye to you, I was like, what are we going to talk about next time? But there's always something exciting. We never really kind of have to, reach for topics too far. So let's see what happens in the next week.
I'd like to share one bit of news with your audience that, follows this segment, has been a part of this Supercharged segment we've been doing for the past year. Kind of all along that we've been doing this, I've been doing content creation is like kind of my passion and my side thing. But as of last week, I am now a full-time content creator going all in on making content on my Tesla adventure to serve Tesla owners. And I've got a new channel coming out soon named To Be Determined. That's going to help bring you guys frequent updates of what's going on in space.
I am so excited about this. As you know, I've been one of the people pushing into this for a long time, and I'm excited, not only I'm excited about you doing more stuff about Tesla, but the whole SpaceX fascination and obviously your comic books about Starman and your involvement in that community. I cannot wait. So definitely stay tuned. I'm talking to my audience because I have a feeling we're gonna dabble in some of the space stuff here in your segments as well in the future. So congratulations, and I will see you next week.
Thanks, Alex.
All right, guys, and as always, don't forget, you can pick up the latest Adventures of Starman, the Big O Strikes Back. You can get a package deal as well. Could be signed and all kinds of stuff. So that link is in the description of this video. Don't forget to get the bundle deal. That's great. You can also I believe it's being sold everywhere now. So wherever I go, I see Adventures of Starman. So Eli's doing very well. I'm definitely rooting for him, and it's great to have him as one of the contributors. By the way, if you want to follow me behind the scenes of what I'm doing and where I travel, Follow me on Instagram under E4Electric. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, you gotta click on that subscribe button so you don't miss anything. Most importantly, the amazing guests that I have on the on this channel every week and every month. All right, I'm looking forward to your comments. Let me know how you think Tesla is going to spend that money. Looking forward to that. Other than that, see you guys next time, and remember to stay charged.